medicine
Yeah.
to heal a sick child in his village.
Yeah.
And then the emperor found out and invited the rice farmer to his castle. And
Where did you hear the story?
it was inspired from one I heard somewhere else. I think it was in a magic book.
Okay.
But since I forgot parts of the story, I made up my own stuff.
Okay. So keep going.
So the rice farmer walks into the king's throne room, and the king has set up a canvas and a stool.
Yeah.
And he tells the rice farmer to paint him a mountain of gold.
Yeah.
And the rice farmer doesn't want to do it, but the king threatens him with the death sentence.
Uh-oh.
So the rice farmer paints the mountain, but he paints it on the other side of a huge sea.
Yeah.
And the king was mad, so he asked for a boat. But the rice farmer gave him a boat that was full of holes. So when the king was sailing to the mountain, he sank.
Oh.
And everybody in the kingdom rejoiced because the king was a terrible ruler.
Oh.
He was also a terrible measuring stick, if you were wondering.
So what happened to the rice farmer?
Well, with the rice farmer, he still had his magic paintbrush, and what he decided to do was, since everybody wanted him to become the king, so he became a modest and helpful king.
Nice.
Because instead of having a castle, he just had a shack.
Well, what's the use of being a king, though, if all you got is a shack?
He was a humble king.
Well, okay.
And he only used his magic paintbrush for helping other people. And eventually, he married this fine woman, and they had a son.
Yeah.
Now, the rice farmer was really old,
Yeah.
so he taught his son how to use the magical paintbrush.
Oh, yeah.
But the son became corrupted by the power of the paintbrush.
Yeah.
So, the son takes over the monarchy because the king died. And he makes this giant castle and stuff. And
So he's not humble like his dad?
yeah. And eventually, this great hero comes and makes a deal with the mean king, saying, "If you stop being mean, I'll give you this teddy bear or something."
Give you a doggy.
And the king says, "Nah, I can just draw one." But and eventually, the hero tricks the king into drawing a mouse trap.
Yeah.
And the hero grabs some gold from his pocket, which he obtained earlier from his travels, and he did not obtain it by stealing from anybody.
Good.
And so, he puts the gold on the mousetrap, and the king, who didn't see this, is instantly like, "Ooh, money!" And he grabs the money.
Yeah.
But snap. And instead of the king's arm breaking, the paintbrush breaks.
Dun, dun, dun.
So now the magical paintbrush was not working anymore.
Yeah.
So eventually, the king ran out of money, and since he was mean to everybody, nobody decided to help him.
Oh.
So eventually he decided to change his ways and become more like his father.
Neat. Is that the end of the story?
Yeah, but there is an epilogue.
Okay.
Eventually, they had a great granddaughter.
Yeah.
Whose name was Andrea.
Oh.
And she married a man named David.
Yes.
And they had a son named Alex, who eventually grew up to be a great king. And he found the magic paintbrush.
Yeah.
And since he knew how to use duct tape, unlike his predecessors,
Well, it wasn't invented back then.
he could use the magic paintbrush.
Yeah.
And being a cultured kid who read many history books,
Yeah.
he knew not to become corrupted.
I see.
And he became a great and benevolent ruler.
Very nice. Yes. Mwah. You're a good storyteller.
Yeah, that is a good story.
Yeah.
Well, what's your favorite part?
Well, I kind of like the epilogue.
Yeah, because you're involved.
Yep.